Hello and welcome to my channel. Say hi to a happy day. In this channel, I would like to share tales and stories I personally picked and are my kids' favorite book stories. Let's enjoy listening while I read to you Once Upon a Parable, timeless stories about God's kingdom, friends. After the 3-block walk through the snow from her apartment house, Mossy stepped up to the bakery door and stomped her boots. "All I want is warm feet," she told herself. "No, all I want is to turn around and go home." With one arm, she held a small suitcase. She raised the other to knock on the bakery door. Then she put her hand back in her pocket. Then she raised it again. "Yes, I simply must," she decided. "For my friend, I absolutely must." She knocked. There was no answer. But at this hour, she wasn't surprised. She knocked again, harder. "Who's there?" came a sleepy voice from above. "Tell me who's there." Mossy stepped back to see the apartment above the bakery. Helen, the baker's wife, had opened a second-story window. "Hi, Helen," Mossy called. She held the suitcase in front of her. Helen frowned. "Mossy, where are you going at this hour?" "Back home soon," Mossy answered. She wore her best smile, as if this were a sunny afternoon in May, not a cold winter's dawn. "But what's in there?" Helen pointed at the suitcase. "Oh, it's empty." Mossy lifted it high. Helen bent her head as if she were filled with questions but didn't know what to ask first. "Then why are you carrying it?" "To hold bread," Mossy answered cheerfully. "It'll stay dry in here, and she loaves won't be smashed on the way home." "But Mossy dear, it's Sunday. The bakery's closed all day, and we're still in bed. You know we can't sell you anything now." Mossy laughed. "Oh, I don't want you to sell me anything. Anyway, you know I've got no money." Mossy stopped smiling and stepped forward. "Helen, a friend of mine from down south just arrived on the early train, and her 3 children with her. They've ridden all that far just to visit me, and they've had nearly nothing to eat the whole way. Now, wouldn't you call me terribly hard and cruel if they didn't find a good breakfast at my table this morning? But I tell you, Helen, my pantry is almost bare, and that's a fact. And I simply must take care of my friend. I absolutely must. So I'm humbly asking you to let me borrow 3 loaves." Helen leaned further out the window. Oh, Mossy. Only 3 loaves, Mossy pleaded. Yes, that'll be precious plenty indeed. Helen began again. Well, Mossy, and you know I'll never ever be ever grateful. Ever grateful, Mossy added. Helen shouted, Mossy, don't say another word. Are we friends or not? Now don't move a step. I'll be at the door in half a second. We'll fill that suitcase with all it will hold. She closed the window. Mossy breathed a sigh and stomped her feet. Back home, a while later, Mossy sat down with her friend and her children. On the table before them were fragrant slices of the baker's best bread, plus bagels and donuts. Shall we say a prayer for Thanksgiving? Said Mossy's friend. Oh, we must, answered Mossy. We absolutely must. Mossy's Bible lay next to her plate, where she always kept it. Before praying, she opened the tattered book and she read aloud the story of Jesus. Suppose you must go to a friend at midnight and say, My friend, may I borrow 3 loaves of bread? An acquaintance on a journey has just arrived, and I have nothing for him to eat. What kind of friend would answer, Don't bother me. I've already locked up the house for the night, and my children are tucked into bed. I can't get up to give you anything. I'm telling you that even if he won't get up and offer help for the sake of their friendship, yet because of his friend's bold persistence, he'll arise and give him whatever he needs. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the book of Once Upon a Parable, Timeless Stories about God's Kingdom, friends. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon.